Hey, so I had some requests to look at the new structure deck for YuGiOh, Forest of the Traptrix. This is my first time making this kind of video, so I don't really have the setup for it, and I apologize for any camera problems, but let's just jump into it. So, as you can see on the front cover, the kind of logo area is a little bit shinier, which I guess is more the kind of new style, at least in Japan. Let's just get into it. And once you open it up, inside, there's all the kind of usual stuff. We got the box here, the deck here, the jewel mat here, and the special bonus pack, which we're going to open later. First, I'm just going to give you a quick look at the jewel mat. Don't know how much of it you're going to be able to see, but we'll see how it goes. This kind of style. It's a pretty good artwork. It's pretty high quality. It is very condensed, a lot more than some of the more recent ones I've seen anyway, but that's not exactly a bad thing. If you're into that kind of artwork, it's actually pretty good detail and pretty well drawn. And on the back, of course, there's a little introduction to all the different characters in this archetype, I guess you could say. A little bit of advertising and also some hints on how to use the deck. Advertising for the current TCG line, or OCG line, I guess I should say. And just a tiny explanation of what a structure deck is and what cards it has. I'll put that to the side for now. Leave this one for later. Let's get into the deck next. So this is your cover character, the new support for this archetype. She lets you pull out some of the Traptrix cards, including the new field spell, which is where most of the focus of this new support line comes from. So as you can see, it's pretty good high quality art. Not bad for a super rare. Next one, the other new support, functions mostly similar to the other one. As I'm sure anyone who's been following this archetype and this new support will already know. So I'm mostly just showing you how the cards look. And here's the new field spell. There's not a lot going on in the card artwork, but it still looks decently nice. And, of course, this new, at least I believe this is one of the new ones, one of the new spell cards. We'll just go right through it. Another new trap hole. And of course, as everyone already knows, this is one of the kind of staple cards of this archetype. And you can see they have the new kind of prismatic foiling over the front, which is kind of nice. Or not, it depends on your taste. I'm not that into it, but I mean, if they're going to be common, they might as well be kind of shiny common. I don't mind that too much. Old favorite, trap hole. Bottomless trap hole, even better. And we're back to the kind of regular commons from here on out. So I'll just kind of give you a quick flick through all these. This is a kind of interesting addition to the deck, although I guess since it's a very generic meta card anyway, it's kind of useful to have. This one works in much the same way, and then, of course, as you probably already saw, ta-dum, everyone's favorite, or probably not. There's a lot of bug type cards, and of course Lonesome Blossom, or Lone Flower Blossom, I guess I should say. And Max C, although this is banned in the TCG, but everyone playing Master Duel or the OCG version seems to love this card. Or love it or hate it, I guess. There we go. A lot of these cards a lot of plant and insect cards to really bolster the deck. It does pretty well on its own anyway, but having all these extra supports in doesn't exactly help hurt it, I guess I should say. These ones, I guess, having the Psychic additions, not the most unpredictable choice, but not what I would have went for. And of course, Fire Hand. Also a very unpredictable choice for this. All these kind of hand cards, Fire Hand, Ice Hand, Thunder Hand. They can work pretty well, but again, not what I would exactly put in this deck. Thunderbolt, of course. And Harpy's Feather Duster. If you don't already have them, these are a pretty good way to get them, especially since they're actually kind of expensive, especially the Feather Duster. Goes for at least a couple of dollars worth in yen. And of course, Trap Hole, another bottomless Trap Hole, not as shiny this time. And yet another hole. Of course, this deck is focused on the Trap Hole trap cards, so there's quite a lot of them. Actually, Gravedigger's Trap Hole, a good addition to the deck, I think. And of course, Traptrix, which is good for pretty much any deck that runs traps in general. It's a good way just to add you an extra copy of whatever trap you want. This one too, reasonably expensive, so it's good to have this reprint. A lot of nice continuous spell traps. And lastly, we're getting to the extra deck. So there's this one, which everyone's probably familiar with if you're familiar with the archetype. Reasonably decent card, mostly used to kind of bolster your defenses and let the traps do the work for you. And of course, this one too, this is more of the attacking Xyz for this deck. This one, I think this one's new, although I could be wrong, but this is the link card for the Traptrix archetype now. Not too difficult to pull out, you only really need 2 of your monsters. You can go into link 2 and it's got a pretty decent effect. I'm going to put all of the new cards in the link below, or in the description below I should say, because it'll just be a lot easier than going through all the effects on video. And that's us back to the start. So now, let's have a quick look at our bonus pack. So this is the card artwork for it. Or I should say the pack artwork for it. It says here there's 5 cards in it. Let's open it up and take a look. First, much better rarity. Shitorias. Nice little ultimate rare in there first. Let's see if I can get that a focus on. There we go. Not bad. Next. Again, nice little super rare edition. To be honest, it feels like these ones should be in the main deck already, but I guess they gotta add a little bit of mystique to it by adding it in as a separate pack. At least this one's a nice little secret rare. And I believe the rarity of these cards can change, at least they did in the last structure deck. So it's probably a way to get a lot of people to buy them looking for the secret rares or I think they even have the Starlight, or at least the Japanese Starlight versions in it. And lastly, there we go. Kind of an interesting artwork on this one at least. It's a lot more dark, I guess, and not just in color, but in kind of tone too. But yeah, that's everything. Nice little secret rare in there at least. If I can get it to focus. There we go. Not so bad. Well, that's everything. And of course, if you have any Traptrix cards already, like these ones, you can just substitute these in for some of the more common cards that are already there. And that's it. I hope this video was at least somewhat entertaining, although I'm having camera issues, but it is what it is. Anyway, if you're a Traptrix fan, I would recommend getting this once this comes to the TCG, which I'm sure it's going to. And if nothing else, it's a cute little set to collect if you're into these kind of, how should I put it, waifu cards, I guess. But the art is nice. The art is one of the nicer kind of art styles, I guess I should say, in the modern setting at least. It's a very, very detailed and very kind of soft art style. But unlike some of the other ones, it's not very generic. It does have some generic aspects to it, but it also stands out on its own, which is what makes it kind of interesting, at least to me. Anyway, hope this was fun. If you like it, I wouldn't mind if you'd subscribe or at least like the video. It would help me out, and I'm going to try and make some more content like this. If anyone likes it or not, we'll see how this video does. Anyway, thanks again.